Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ishmael from Conjured Realm. Okay, so in today's video, by the way, before I start, I kind of want to let you guys know that I'm still offering coaching. I know I typically say that at the ends, but I feel like people forget because I keep getting emails about whether or not I'm still offering coaching. And yes, I'm still offering coaching. If you guys want to work with me, go over to my site, conjuredrealm.com. If you have any questions, go over to my email, conjuredrealm@gmail.com. Okay, so now that that's out the way, today I wanted to talk about how you should be tailoring the law to work for you. And it's very easy, especially nowadays with social media, that we get online and we see people talking about how their journey is going and what works for them and the types of regimens people have implemented in their lives to make manifestation work. That's amazing, and that's like something that you should be using, to tailor your experience from, not to copy exactly what someone else is doing. And the reason why this is something I like to teach people, especially when we work one-on-one, is because your reality is essentially based off of how you perceive things. So if you're using a technique that doesn't coincide with the way that you think, it's not going to be very easy for you to keep it up versus something that you make up for yourself that implies an outcome that is easiest for you to believe or to maintain. So this is why, yes, it's okay to consume the manifestation content and to pick at things that you think you want to try and might work for you, but to completely emulate someone else's process, I think is a little bit of a disservice to you, because everyone's mind is very different. Everyone's mentality is very customized to your own experience on how you view things. So you don't want to take the way someone else views something and implement it in your life, and you're wondering why something's not working, but it's because what you're trying doesn't imply the result that you want, right? And this takes me back to things like affirmations. The first time someone is hearing that to manifest anything, you should be affirming or visualizing in your favor, it's almost like the instinctive thing to do is to ask, what is the perfect affirmation? What's the perfect scene to visualize? And I can give you a scene, but the problem with that is it was never about the scene to begin with, number one. And two, we all know that the reason why these methods even work to begin with is because you placebo yourself into thinking that it's working. You placebo yourself into thinking that because I did this method, now I get to have my manifestation. But going back to the original point, it was never about the specific affirmation. It was never about the specific scene I give you, because something that I may make up in my mind may not imply the end result for you. And so when I give you a scene, it's not going to click with you entirely because you're like, that doesn't really correlate with my way of thinking. It's kind of like how, I don't know. Okay, so for me, for example, I have synesthesia. So when I listen to music or to albums, it's very common that I will associate music to a color. For me, I can tell you, for example, jazz to me sounds very deep blue. And that may not make sense to you, because when you hear the word jazz, you might think that jazz is red to you, or it's even a baby blue or a lighter blue. For me, it's like a deep dark blue color. So you could see how it's kind of like the same with manifesting. I can give you a scene, but if you don't entirely attach to the idea that I give you, it's not going to work, because you're not going to fully assume that it's true for you. The whole essence of manifesting is to make something true for you. So please get out of the habit of copying everyone's affirmations word for word. If you want to take someone's affirmations, you could do so, but at least try putting it in a way that you naturally speak, or that you will naturally say it. If someone were to ask you, hey, what's your affirmation for this thing? Put it in a way that you most naturally think, right? And then also, don't put all your power in the method. Don't put all your power in doing a technique, because we know that it was never the technique that made something manifest. It was always you. You can't escape the law of assumption. Remember, what you assume to be true is true. So if you use a method and you think you've impressed your subconscious enough to the point that you can manifest because of the method, it wasn't that the method worked. It was you assumed that it was going to work. So it did. So I urge everyone to strongly take bits and pieces from people's maybe regimens or like the way they like to manifest and tailor it to you specifically. It was never about taking on someone's exact ways of doing something. It was never about that, okay? A lot of the times I see people coming to me telling me that they've been doing something for months and months and months and nothing's working. And the very first thing I get to find out is they've copied someone else's way of manifesting. And of course it's not working for you. It's not natural to you. It's not put in a way where it feels normal to you. And when I say feels normal to you, I don't want you to take that and make it mean that it has to be some strenuous, long way of doing something. It's just plain and simple, whatever feels normal to you. So like, for example, if you feel like by saying the word potato, it makes you feel wealthy, then say the word potato. But let's just say that was never your way of manifesting money. And I told you, oh, the way I manifest wealth is by telling myself over and over that I get to say potatoes. That's not going to click with you. That's not going to work for you, and you're going to be frustrated. So the whole point of this video is please be inspired, but still tailor things to your needs. Tailor things to how you would say things. Tailor things to how fits your way of thinking. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you want to work with me one-on-one, head over to my site at conjuredrealm.com. If you have any other questions, email me at conjuredrealm@gmail.com. All right, guys, happy manifesting.